Hi, my name is Carl Daikeler, and I'm the chairman and CEO of Beachbody, a $400 million a year direct marketing company that created health and fitness products like P90X, Turbo Jam, Insanity, and my healthiest meal of the day, Shakeology. A few years ago, we established a network of distributors, we call them coaches, to reward people who get healthy and fit, who inspire others to do the same. Well, last year, we wanted to see who could be the most productive during one of the hardest times of the year to get people to start a new fitness program, the end of the summer. And when we saw the results, the top was a who's who of people who not only have figured out how to succeed in the Team Beachbody business, but who know how to lead a team. For a closer look at just who these special people were, I visited each of the top coaches to find out why they were so successful. And what I walked away with was not only some incredible insight into what it takes to be successful, but a new appreciation for the quality of people who are attracted to a business that, at its very core, is about helping people. You'll see what I mean. Hi, it's Carl Daikeler from Beachbody, and I'm in the home of Maria Kappa, who is in the top 10 of the August Chairman's Challenge. We're here because we're flying around the country, finding out what did it take to be in the top 10. August is not an easy month. It's not the biggest month for weight loss. Certainly people aren't thinking, let me get fit in time for the holidays. That's not happening. And at the same time, people are getting ready for school. A lot of things going on. There's a lot of things competing for the attention of a Team Beachbody coach in August. You happen to be one of the top 10 Success Club point earners in that month. Why so good?
I think what it happened to be, because a lot of people on my team were starting to ask me what's going on every time I was signing on a new coach. It was a lot of people in what I call my pipeline. So people that I was working on for maybe 3 months, 4 months before that were finally coming around, following up, staying on top of them, checking in. So it was maybe the people from April that actually came around into my business in August.
Well, that's worth noting because Maria has only been in the business. You've been in for less than a year, right?
10 months.
Which shows that you don't have to be a founder in this business to be successful in the business. Now you're starting to see some momentum happening now. You're definitely starting to build a business.
Right.
And would you consider it a success for you now? Is it in sort of the ramp-up process? I mean, how is it in the scale of what you expected to create?
It's far surpassed what I was expecting. I never really thought when I started all I wanted was my 25% discount off of my Shakeology. And then a couple of, maybe a month or so into it, I said if I could cover the cost of my Shakeology, so I was looking for a whopping $90 a month out of the business. So where I am right now, sitting here talking to you, is definitely way more than I was ever expecting out of it.
And where do you think it's going to go from here? Have you changed your dream? Have you changed your why?
Well, yes, I have actually. I never did the dream board until probably about the time that I found out that I won the Chairman's Challenge. And then all of a sudden I think that was like a cue to, maybe this might actually be something kind of serious. So I made my dream board at that time, and I can see that things will definitely be within my grasp, and I'm just going to go for it.
Now that's really meaningful. Mm-hmm. So here's a woman, wasn't really after a big dream.
Well, I can tell you that before I actually made the decision to actually sign up and become a coach, it took me probably about a month to click that button and go ahead and do it. Every time I was going to do it, I said, who do I think I am? This is not for me. What do I know about this? I was very introverted and on the shy side, so I'm thinking I'm not going to build a business at all. I never thought that it could take off the way that it did on social networking. So before I had even gotten into coaching, I was technically coaching people anyway. And I had one girl, Nicole, who is now actually a coach on my team. She told me, she sent me this email that said that I had made a huge difference in her life. And that was just such an awesome feeling for me that I was hooked, and I knew that that was definitely something I wanted to do.
So have you set out a dream? Would you share it? I mean, is it something that you can share?
What is my dream? I had a career going into this in the finance industry. I had never considered walking away from that. All of a sudden, I'm kind of setting the goal that, you know, maybe a year from now, I would love to be at that bus stop 5 days a week for my son instead of, I go into my office 2 days a week right now. So it's not that my job gets in the way that much, but it's just not where I want to be. So to be able to be at home doing something so enjoyable, I mean, I actually get irritated when my job gets in the way of doing Beachbody. So if I could just be focusing on that entirely, I would love to do it. My husband has always had a goal. He's an electrician, and he doesn't want to be doing it forever. He doesn't want to be one of those old men in the construction industry who's working so hard with his hands aching and his back hurting. I want to see him retire by the time he's 50. So he's going to be 40 in November, so I got to get going on that.
Well, look, we are very grateful and proud of the work that you're doing. It's really impressive, especially for somebody who's only been in the business, 10, 11 months now. And we want to acknowledge that with this, what we call the Chairman's Challenge Trophy, little globe, just to commemorate the great work that you've done, and hopefully you'll use that as a memento of how proud we are of the work you do, and hopefully that'll help keep you at it, because we really appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you so much.
It's our pleasure, and like I said, I really do believe this is important work that you're doing. We need more people like you, and people who understand that it's not going to be $1 million the first week,
right,
but that it is possible, and that the game plan is how you make it happen. You just follow those steps. If there's one thing that you can say to somebody who might be watching this and going, I'm not sure if this is for me, what do you say to that person at that moment?
Just give it a shot. Just give it a shot. I hemmed and hawed for a month, and then I finally made the decision, and right now the best decision I've made. So I say give it a shot. It's not a huge financial outlay to get involved, so you give it a shot and you try to make it work. And if it works, then you'll be sitting in this seat.
And you still think there's opportunity? It's not too late?
No, absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. Well, thanks so much for letting us into your house.
Thank you.
Keep up the great work.
Thank you.